Have you been looking at homes in Arizona that are manufactured, maybe single wide, double wide, we even have some triple wides that you're going, wait a second. These prices, they're like $75,000, $95,000, maybe $150,000, just depending on the size and the year and what the home has to offer. And the communities, they're like on steroids with all the activities and everything they offer, and thinking, what's the catch? Like, what is going on here? Well, most of those are they're active adult communities, meaning that somebody living in the home has to be 55 or older, and B, they almost always have what we call a lot rent. And you might be thinking, what on earth is a lot rent? Well, we're going to dive in today, and I'm going to share everything about land leases and what's the skinny, what do you need to know, what should you avoid. It might be the perfect fit for you, but let's make sure that you have all the information to get you started before you commit to a community that may or may not be a good fit for you. As I mentioned, these are often active adult communities. They're gated communities. We do have some here that are non-55 plus, and when we come across those homes for sale, they are very popular. They do tend to go rather quickly just because it is so hard to find these manufactured homes in communities that are not 55 plus. So the long and short of it is you own the home itself. It's your home. You own it, but you do not own the land that the home is sitting on. Now, they don't call this an HOA. There's not usually an HOA involved. What you're paying for is lot rent to the owner who does own that land. And you might be thinking, so when I'm done, do I just lift up the house and move on? That is not usually what we see. Usually the house just continues to stay there. It's ground set. It's not very often that they ever get moved. As a matter of fact, if the land is owned, sometimes we'll see the new owner come in and have the old house removed if it's just really old and it's going to cost more to update it than it's worth, and then they'll put a brand new manufacturer on that spot. But more often than not, these homes just are purchased, you own the home, you don't own the land, and then when it's time to move on, you sell the home still sitting right there on that land. Now, the lot fees vary. They're all over the place. We have one right now, for example, that has a lot fee in the low 600s, but more often we will see the lot rent anywhere from 8 to commonly in the 900s, and sometimes even 1,000. Now, one of the nice parts about the lot rent is that it usually does cover a lot of the basic utilities like the water, the trash, the sewer, sometimes garbage. So that is a nice feature that it really minimizes what you have left over utility-wise to take care of. That lot rent is covering those items, plus, the leasing of the land. And then almost always these communities come with a lot of activities and things to do right there in the community. As you can see, this home is a 2019 single wide and looks like a regular standalone home. The only difference is it actually has a car title. And that is how we identify with our manufactured homes when we're selling them. A single wide is going to have one title, a double wide will have two, and a triple wide 3, of course. So this home is just under $100,000. However, this home's also in a park where there are homes that start out at $20,000. Now, the big difference is this particular home has, central AC, and many of the lower price point homes in this community, they maybe have a wall unit. This home, as you can see, has the really nice knockdown drywall, smooth ceilings, no popcorn ceilings. The appliances and the look and feel of the home is very current, whereas some of the older homes in this community have popcorn ceiling, linoleum flooring, very dated kitchens and appliances that literally look like the original version from the 1970s. Now, as I stated earlier, these communities do not have HOAs. However, don't be fooled. They have very, very specific rules, and you will abide by them if you live in their park. This particular community has a very set rule that you must be a primary owner to live in this community, and there are 0 rentals allowed. They don't care if it's your mother, brother, sister, cousin. no rentals, period. So if you were thinking to purchase this home as a second home, like a winter home, or buying it and renting it out to a family member, that is a no-go in this particular park, and they will know. As a matter of fact, any of these communities, you actually have to apply to qualify to live in their community prior to purchasing the home. And yes, you can be denied for a multitude of reasons. They have income requirements, they'll have credit requirements, they'll be looking at any prior criminal activities, and if you don't fit, check off all the boxes just right, you will be denied that application, and therefore you cannot purchase that home in that particular community. So you might be wondering, well, if this is like a DMV title, how does that work? Can we finance them? Do you have to pay cash? We do see that a lot of the purchases are cash. However, you can finance these homes. It's not usually through the traditional financing that you'll see with conventional FHA, VA financing, but there are banks here that will work with you for a very different style of financing and very doable. So that's usually not an issue. Something to keep in mind is that the lot rent does almost always go up every single year. Now, this is not huge leaps and bounds. Usually we see, the lot rents will go up by $30, $50, maybe $60 a year. So it's nothing over the top. But it is something to factor in if you are planning to be there for years and years. With that lot rent cost comes a lot of activity and community. So as you'll see from this particular video I'm about to pop in, this community has a lot to offer. A biggie that you'll hear me talk about in this video is the RV parking. For many people, they aren't quite ready to knuckle down yet and make this their primary home here in Arizona. We find that a lot of people that are looking for our manufactured home setup in our active adult communities, they're just starting out here as winter visitors, which means this is going to be a second home for them, or perhaps they're still traveling and experiencing, driving cross country. So they often have a fifth wheel or an RV. So this Las Palmas community is a fantastic option because of some of the amenities they have in there. So as you see, that home was gorgeous. It's listed at $150,000. I mean, between all the activities in there, the ability to park your big rigs, and the free shuttle service to the very close by shopping, dining, medical facilities, that is a great option for many people that are looking to just dabble their toes in the water in Arizona. Now, this next clip you'll see is the rec center at Brentwood Southern, another great active adult community here in Mesa. And you'll not only see, the billiards room, the library, the indoor pool, but in the rec hall, they hold things like card clubs and bingo and bunco and crafting, and, there's woodworking and gardening. There's just about everything you could possibly want to do, which, if you have lost a loved one or are dealing with medical issues, it's great to have these options. You can plug in as much as you want or as little as you want, but there's a community there for you. One complaint we sometimes hear is about the community manager. Usually this person lives in the community. They make sure that all the rules are followed, and they're the ones that you go through for the application process to see if you can get into the park. They are the ones that are also often involved in the resale of the homes in that community. As a matter of fact, some of them have built into their rules that if you don't use the park person to sell your home, that you'll get deemed like a $400 fine if you use an outside realtor. Now, we know that happens, so what we do is we just take $400 off the cost of our listing for our clients because we want them to get the best possible representation. This clip that I'm going to put in is of a home that had sat on the market with that community park person for 9 months with no showings. We couldn't find anything anywhere online, no marketing, no staging, no nothing. And the seller was frustrated. She had moved on and purchased a new place and really wanted to get this home sold because she was paying her lot rent to the tune of over $800 a month every single month while this home just sat there. There was a little bit of a conflict of interest sometimes when that person that is, you know, making sure the lot rents are all filled and they're collecting money is also that same person needing to sell the house. So we often sell a lot of manufactured homes with lot rents. A couple of reasons is we have the ability to put it on the MLS, the multiple listing service, which means that particular home is hitting well over 100,000 different websites, the World Wide Web. So we tend to sell those homes for quicker, often for better terms and better money. I've literally shown homes in a 55 plus community similar to this, where the person that was taking us around with our clients to show them home, it was very interesting. We would go into a home that she was the person helping the sellers. I'm there with our buyers, and she'd say, now listen, these ones have to sell. They've got a medical issue. You could probably get a killer deal. Just write up whatever. I mean, they're asking, you know, like 79. I would just write up for 65. I bet you they'll just do it. Like mic drop, hello. I just could not even imagine ever sharing with the other side my client's motivation or encouraging the other side to make an offer based off information I gave that would go against my client's best interest. So obviously in that situation I had the buyers, but I was just, I mean, my eyes about popped out of my head. I just couldn't imagine that. And that's the hard part. Remember, a lot of these community managers live in the community. They know the sellers really, really well. They know everything about them. And sometimes they have a hard time sticking to the side they need to be on. And they are not licensed realtors. So usually, I've never come across one that's a licensed realtor. So they don't have the same ethics and the same standards that we adhere to when we're out there with you, helping you purchase one of these homes, or on the flip side, if we are the ones helping to sell the home. The other thing that goes hand in hand with that is we hear all the time that particular community manager will tell our buyers, oh, no, you don't need inspections. We don't inspect these. We never inspect these. Guess what? Wrong. You need inspections. Things can go wrong. They also have air conditioning systems. They also have roofs that leak. They have all kinds of problems, termites, you name it. Yes, you absolutely 100% need an inspection. And I have heard that over and over. Literally almost every single community we take our buyers to that are a manufactured home setup, the park person states to us, our buyers and us while we're there, that, oh, we don't do inspections. You better believe we do inspections. They do not have a right to arm twist you into accepting a home that you know nothing about. And the last thing you want to do is move in and find out that you have thousands of dollars worth of work, because whether it's a smaller roof or a smaller AC, it still costs money. I do get asked often, why would I ever entertain a home with a land lease? And it's a valid question, because there are some cons, you know, the con being that the lot rent goes up every year and that you don't own the actual land itself. But we usually see three main reasons why people are interested in this particular type of housing. And obviously it's very popular here in Arizona because you will see manufactured parks everywhere. But the first reason would be a lot of our people are coming here initially from another state, and they're not quite ready to live here year round, not quite ready to tackle the summer months. And so an affordable way for them to have a great escape here in Arizona during our winter months is to purchase one of these lower cost manufactured homes, often for $100,000 or less. And then there's just the cost of the lot rent. And often that's very doable, especially when you throw in the utilities that are typically included in that. The second reason we see people entertain this type of housing is they often already have a lot of friends or family in that community. And so for them, it just makes sense. It's nice being able to have a golf cart and just buzz on over to your sister's house or your best friend's house, because you all live in the same community and you have the same access to go do all the same activities together. I just showed a house in a manufactured home community yesterday, and 4 siblings. They were, there was a yard sale going on in the whole community, and so everybody was out in their patios chit-chatting, and 4 of the siblings all lived in the exact same community. So love it or hate it, that might be great for you, it might not, but that is often why we'll see people move into this style of housing here in Arizona. And the third one really is, let's just be candid, it's affordability. We have a lot of situations where, due to recent years with market crashes and stock market changes, that some of our families lost some of their retirement, and they just didn't have as much as they might need at a certain age when they're ready to retire, but they did still have a lot of equity in their personal home. But maybe now that personal home is, it's a huge 2-story, 5 bedrooms, they raise their kids there, and it's just too much for them at this time. They really need that equity. So what we will often see is we'll help them sell that large home that's just no longer a good fit. They have a ton of equity, so maybe they're walking away with $300,000, $400,000, $500,000 in equity, and they can then take a fraction of that, purchase one of these manufactured homes outright cash, have the surplus of that equity now to assist with the rest of their retirement needs or to travel or whatever that might look like, and then they just have that land lease left every month, that lot rent that is very affordable on whatever set income that they're getting that they can depend on every single month. So that's usually where we see a lot of our local setup. That's usually where we see a lot of our local transactions stem from. So manufactured homes, they may be for you, they may not be for you. They are absolutely affordable. We have people that love them and we have people that hate them. But one of the things I can assure you is it behooves you to have a realtor walk you through the process. There are so many restrictions and rules that vary from community to community, and we sell a lot of them. So we can save you a ton of research and headache and time and application fees, because you'll get charged an application fee at every single one of these communities if you're thinking it might be a good fit for you. So if a manufactured home is a possibility for you in your home search, send me a message, give me a call, text, email, whatever works best for you. We've probably already sold in that particular community or have the details on it. And if we haven't, we'd love to find out for you. Again, I say this all the time, whether it's in 9 days, 9 months, we are here for you. We have your back, and we love talking real estate and helping you find the best fit for your needs.